Hello, this is Rana, and we are going to have another grammar lesson. Today we talk about present simple tense. Really easy one, but sometimes the students make mistakes. Before we start the lesson, first subscribe our YouTube channel and also ring the bell so you get the notifications of the other grammar lessons. Thank you. Present simple tense. Let's talk about it. We use present simple to talk about regular things and also to express the facts or share the facts with the others. Something is true about you, something is true forever. So you share it with the other people. For sharing such tense, we use present simple. Things that are really true for a long time. Okay, let's see. I use it for facts or shared facts. Let's read the sentences and then talk about them. I go to bed at 9. It's usual things sometimes that you did, and it's just kind of news. I inform you, I tell you something about myself. So I go to bed at 9. You break your promise. You break your promise. We can use some other expressions such as you always break your promise, you never break your promise. So it shows that how frequent you use or you do this action. We ask the directions. We ask for something or we ask the directions. It's our habit or something that we usually do. They make tea. Now, they make tea. This is the simple form, present tense, make, ask, break. The simple form of each verb which is used with subject. We use present simple. Next part, he. He speaks French. He speaks French. I'm talking about someone else. I tell something about him. He is the person who speaks. For this tense, present simple tense for he, she, and it. We use the forms like s, es, and ies. It depends on the verb. If the verb ends in y letter, without any vowel before it, so we have to change the y to ies, like the verb carry. If the verb is just simple form, we add s for he, she, it, or sometimes we add es, like go, or like do, as we say does. It needs es together. He speaks French. She carries the bags. She carries the bags. I am giving some information about someone, about this girl. And it goes out. Maybe we talk about a cat, an animal, or something else. So we say it goes out. We add s, es, and ies for he, she, it when we use present simple tense. Next part. Another time or another formation that we use present simple. First, I told you we talk about facts or we share facts, we give information about something. And second formation is about regular activities or schedules or routine life. When you're talking about your everyday life, routine life, you use present simple to share this. Let's read the sentences and then talk about them. I play the piano on Saturdays. It's something that I am used to. It means that every Saturday I play the piano. You call me every night. It's kind of schedule, or as we say, something on program, or we plan every night. We specify time to talk together. So you call me every night. We drink coffee at 4. It's a kind of time expression, and we are sure that every day at 4 o'clock we drink coffee. We drink coffee at 4. Next, they take the bus every day. Every day is an expression that we use to show the present tense, or we show the frequency of an activity. How frequent we use it. How many times a day? How many times a week? how many times a year we do something. So we use it here every, sometimes say every day, every month, every year. We use every to show the frequency of an action. Now here is, they take the bus every day. This is their usual activity. Next, he rings you on weekends. He rings you or calls you on weekends. This is another form to show. As you see, again, for he, she, it, we have a little change on the verb formation to show present simple form. We have s or even ies or es, depending on the verb, what kind of verb we are using. We choose to use s, es, or ies. She fights all the time. She fights all the time. This expression again shows the frequency of an activity. It shows that how many times, all the time she is fighting us. So it's she fights all the time. It snows each winter. Each is another expression to use present simple, like every, each. It shows the time that we start, doing something, or better say that for some activities, it shows that is it usual for us to do, always we do, never, or something like that. It snows each winter. Here are some sentences. You read again the sentences, and also you can write them down in your notebook or a piece of paper and try to make more verbs about them. Now for present simple, the positive form or affirmative form, we have this group of sentences. Let's start making negative forms. Now I want to give some instructions to change these sentences to the negative form. Here for present simple form, we have a simple formula to change sentences in negative or make negative sentences. We have the auxiliary verb do, and also we have the auxiliary verb does. Do, does. Two forms of the verbs. We use not with do and does to change each sentence in present simple negative form. Do not. We use short form don't. Don't. Do not, don't. And does not, we use doesn't. Do not, don't. Does not, doesn't. For I, you, we, they, we use don't or do not before the verb that we have used. Before the verb. It's an auxiliary verb, helping verb, which helps us to make each sentence negative. I go to bed at 9. Now we change it to negative. We use do not before the main verb, so it changes to I don't go to bed at night. You don't break your promise. We don't ask the directions. They don't make tea. This is the form. And also, we use does not. We say doesn't to change the formation to negative for he, she, it. These forms. He doesn't. She doesn't. It doesn't. But there is an important thing that if you use doesn't for he, she, it, and now you want to change the sentence to negative form, be careful about the s, ies, and es that you used before. For making positive forms, we need this, but for making negative, we don't need them. So we have to erase them from the verb. Now we use he doesn't speak. The sentence he speaks French changes to he doesn't speak French. There is no S. She doesn't carry, not carries at all. She doesn't carry. We omit IES and we add Y to the end. Curry, because of present simple form, changed to carry with IES. Why changed to? Now here we have why again. So she doesn't carry the bags. And it doesn't go. We don't use ES anymore. We have the simple form of the verb. It goes out, and it doesn't go out. We have other sentences here. Let's change them to negative form together. As I'm writing, try to practice using don't and doesn't for each sentence. Let's start. I play the piano on Saturdays. I play. For I, we have another pattern here. For I, you, we, they, we use do not or don't. So here, I don't play the piano on Saturdays. We add don't. Next one. You call me every night. You call me. Change it to negative. You do not call me, or you don't. Next, we drink coffee at 4. We change it to negative form. We do not drink. So it's we don't. The short form of do not is don't. They take the bus. They take, now the negative form is they do not take. So they don't take. Now here, for he, she, and it. We have S for each verb to show the present simple form. Now in negative, we use does not or doesn't. And we don't need S at the end of the verb anymore. So we use doesn't, he doesn't ring you on weekend. No S. She doesn't or does not fight all the time. It does not or doesn't snow each winter. It means there are some time that we don't have snow in our city or in our country, so it does not snow. There's no S, ES, and IES for these verbs. You make our sentences in present form and also positive, for present simple, positive, and present simple negative, and comment your sentence. Now the last part of our lesson today. It's about the question form of present simple. As we make positive one and negative one, now we need to know about question form. I have some sentences here. Let's read them and then talk about the different forms. Okay? We use do and does to question words to make question form of present simple. We use do for subjects such as I, you, we, and they, like you, like they, like we, and like I. We use do for these, and we use does for subjects such as she, he, and it. So we have do, does. Do for you, they, we, I, and does for she, he, and it. Let's read the question forms. Do you go out at night? We use the question word, and after that we use the subject, like you, he, she, whatever. Depends the word that we use. For do. Do you go out at night? Does. Does she practice English in the library? Does she practice English in the library? Do they? Do they buy a new house? Do they buy a new house? Does he play the violin? Does he? Does he play the violin? Do we? Do we ask them to come? Do we ask them to come? Does it rain a lot in Turkey? Does it rain a lot in Turkey? Yes, it does. And do I have the right book? Do I have the right book? It's about the question. Sometimes we have just a simple sentence and we can change it to question form too. Like, she drives a car. Now we have a sentence in positive form. She drives a car. Now I change it to negative. As we know, for some sentences, like he, she, and it, we need does. So we change does. And then we have the other parts of the sentence, like does she drive a car? There is no S for question. We have S for positive forms, and in question and negative, there's no S. Does she drive a car? Like a sentence, he speaks English very well. Does he speak? No S. Speak English. It runs very fast. Does it run? Does it run? No S. Does it runs? No, it's right. Does it run very fast? If you make more sentences, it's a kind of, really easy grammar, but people make mistakes because of forgetting that S, to put S, or even to omit it. But if you make more sentences, you get used to the form, and also you can make a lot of sentences and you can comment them here for me. You subscribe our YouTube channel, and also you can ask questions from me. Thank you.